Okay, I think we got it. All right, cool. We got it, man. All right. So,
I appreciate you. Thank you.
yeah, man. Not a problem. So basically, I like to reach out to people in the travel community and talk travel. One of the first questions I like to ask is, you're looking at traveling or living overseas to change your life. Tell me about that.
Um, well, how I got into traveling at first, I only my when I first got my passport, I had a coworker who was celebrating her 50th birthday in Jamaica, and that's the first reason I got my passport. So I went to Jamaica to celebrate her birthday, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and it was a great experience, but also one of the worst experiences because having a girlfriend and for some I don't know, she was like one. We went out to a party, she wasn't feeling well, so we left the party early. And I always tell my friend, they're like, "You left the party early in Jamaica." You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because my girlfriend wasn't feeling well. They like, man, you should have sent her, sent her back to the resort by herself. You know what I'm saying? So the next time I went on vacation, it was my cousin's 44th birthday or 45th birthday, and she celebrated in Ghana. She's really good friends with Michael Blackson, so it was just an amazing experience. And some we did some all the excursions, but I had such a great time that I wanted to go back, and I started watching Austin Holloman and like the Passport Bro stuff, and I never really thought about traveling for my own personal, just enjoy and to experience different women and different cultures. Because I had met some women in Ghana and some of the women in the hotel, and they were just like super, super nice. Even if they had husbands and stuff like that, they were just smiling and just, really nice. Like, I have a husband, but thank you for talking to me. But, I'm involved with someone. And like the ones that weren't, it was almost like, they were really intentional. Like, yeah, I like you. Like, can we meet up later? They were just really intentional. It was like no games. And I was like, man, I gotta get back. You know what I'm saying? So I went back, and I didn't want to do any excursions. People like, do you want to go see this? And I'm like, no, I want to go see the nightlife. I just want to experience the women. And this was the first time I just traveled just for me overseas. I'll go to different states, different family and stuff. And what I will say, I know they always say how American women are this and that, but what I will say is women overseas remind me of old school Southern women or
Mm.
Southern women in general. Because there are some really nice women that I've met, and a lot of those nice women have been from the South. And when I went, I just had an amazing time, and that's how I got started. Now I'm actually thinking about possibly retiring overseas. I continue to work here. I don't work like an online job. I'm a teacher. But the great thing about teaching is the international schools overseas you can work, and they give you living and things like that. And I talked to a guy online who talked to me about going to the Middle East because they give you good living and good money. But so far, that's been my experience. I'm just starting now to travel, for my own personal reasons instead of just traveling just for birthdays or family stuff. I'm traveling now for me.
Yeah, man, it's great. It's great. Yeah, man, teaching, you can definitely find opportunities overseas. We can talk about that a little later, but yeah, man, that's
Yeah,
a
I think you. I looked at your YouTube page. You teach English, something like that, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
definitely a lot of opportunity in that area. So I can share some resources with you about that. Like at a certain point, you realize that traveling overseas is good for your life. Um,
I had such a great time.
yeah, like just tell me a little bit more about that. Like you just realize, like, hey, like this traveling thing is what I should do.
Um, I think this second trip to Ghana and just meeting so many people and meeting so many great people, and like the stuff like WhatsApp, you can just talk to people anytime from overseas, and it was just so. I mean, of course it's expensive, but it was uplifting. Like I took like a 30-minute motorcycle ride. And like I'm a big dude, like I'm like 6'6", 6'7", 300 pounds. And a lot of the locals were laughing at me because I'm this big dude on the back of a bike. But just cruising through the streets, like meeting people, it was a great feeling. And I know a lot of the women when they meet me, it's probably I am a big guy, but I'm a big guy here in the States too. So I get that from like Caucasian. They're like, oh, do you play in the NFL or stuff like that. But the what those women overseas give me because I am an American is kind of like what guys get in America who are very attractive or who have a lot of money and stuff like that. A lot of us guys don't really get that type of attention. You know what I'm saying? So it just, it's just a whole different experience. Or the choosing signals you get overseas, it's just totally different. And then also a lot of the women I met when I talked to them and them being intentional, it's like I met a girl at Afrochella and I'm just like, hey, I want to hang out with you. She's like, I'm really busy and working at Afrochella. It's like 2, 4 in the morning. I might be off this day, but I'll let you know. And when she was off, she hit me up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, I'm off. What are you doing? Let's meet up. It was like, I'm like, dang, it was no games. Like, I'm off. I'm meeting you today. Like, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
it was just like really, really intentional. Like, when she was, when she had the off day, she hit me up early that morning. Like, as soon as I woke up, it was text, phone call, like, yo, I'm free. Where you at? I'm like, I'm at this hotel. She's like, all right, I'm at the mall. I'm on my way. I was like, okay.
That's great, man. That's great, man. Yeah. Cool. Um, so like tell me about the challenges of achieving the travel goals that you have. Like what's stopping you or slowing you down?
Money.
Man.
Thing is, just having the money is slowing me down. I don't mind the long plane rides. Like I said, just going to Africa was just so uplifting. Like when I got on the flight, it's like the blackest flight I ever been on. Like everybody on the flight was black, and then going somewhere where I was the majority and not the minority was where everybody looked like me, same color as me, was just a different thing. People weren't looking at me different because I was black. Like everybody was black. So the only thing holding back is just money. Other than that, I can't wait to get back to. I got 2 more years left of my visa. After that, I plan to go to East Africa. So people I met there. Met a young lady who wants me to visit South Africa. Some of my cousins' friends, they want me to visit the Caribbean. So it's just like, it's just like open season now. Just about just getting out there and going.
Yeah, man. It's good, man. It's good to hear, man. Yeah, so not too many challenges, but it's great, man. It's great that you're moving forward on that. And yeah, man, basically that's it. I just like to reach out to guys in the community and because a lot of guys in our community struggle with the same challenges as each other when it comes to regular travel and living overseas. So right now I'm just talking to guys to really understand those challenges. But I'll be looking to create something in the future to help people get higher level results in this area. So I just like to know if sometime later can I reach out to you and talk about it.
Yeah, I would like to learn more about actually how to live overseas. Like the only way now, like I said, through teaching, they give you your own living. But I guess like talking to the right people. Cause I met a real estate agent while I was over there. But they were selling like high end houses. I'm like, I'm not trying to buy a house the same price as the house I live in America. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to buy one of those. But I know it's a bit cheaper. And also, I'm really want to. Like how in America, like the areas outside the big city are a lot cheaper than the big city. So Accra, Ghana is a big city. So next time I go, I want to visit the central region, which I know is probably cheaper than being in Accra. And just, seeing the locals outside of the big city. So that's my plan. Also, I'll talk about living outside of the big city and things like that. So that's my whole thing now is visiting a different area of Ghana or different areas of Africa outside the big cities.
Got it. Yeah, man, that's cool, man. My dad recently went to Ghana. He really enjoyed it. Like he said, it was like the people there are so friendly, and I'm really excited about Africa too. Like a lot of guys in our community are going to Africa, and I want to check it out. I want to have like some of that life changing experience of like Africa seems to give like Black American men like it seems to give us like a different perspective on life. So I want to try that.
It's just man, I don't really have nothing bad to say. I mean, every city or every place has its own bad things, but and then, of course you have people there know who you're American, they try to overcharge you and things like that. So you have that, but you get that in America, like people try to overcharge you just because you drive a nice car, you know what I'm saying, or things like that. So and people on the street ask you for money, similar to people there. So it's nothing that you're not used to, but going like the nightlife, like we went out to this club and it was packed, and everybody was leaving and entering through one entrance. There was no fighting and things like that. And a lot of times you only get those experiences if you go to like a 35 and over spot. you don't get that experience where it's a spot for everybody, where it's 21 and up. Because you know, a lot of times the younger you get, the more chance something may happen. As you know, growing up in the Black community, you know, if it's a younger crowd, then something may have like a fight or gunshots and stuff like that. But it was a party where everybody was there, young, old, and everybody was going through one interest, coming out of one. There was no fighting, no nothing. Everybody just having a good time. Everybody just vibing out. They were playing Caribbean music, African music, and you can see the whole Black diaspora in one party. They play Caribbean music. All the Caribbean people dance. Everybody else is looking like, you know, I never heard the song. They played some West African music. The West Africans are dancing. And I was like, I don't know. I never heard the song. Then they play some American music. I'm dancing. And some of the West Africans looking at me like, I don't know what this guy's doing. So it just, you know, just a whole vibing out situation.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, that sounds interesting. Yeah, man. I mean, so like basically, I like to make myself an available resource for guys in the community. So feel free to reach out to me whenever, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. You know, I just like seeing guys do well.
Can you message me your WhatsApp? Yeah, WhatsApp.
I don't really use WhatsApp, man. I'm on Facebook every day. Like, I have to use like a VPN to like use these apps. So I just keep all my communication to kind of Facebook. That's how I keep in touch with family and all the people I know. So it's just have it all in one place. It's just like, you know, I open it up and I see it. But yeah, man, feel free to reach out to me whenever. We can talk travel. Before we leave, can I get your email address for putting you on the mailing list for what I'm developing?
My email address is nswop as in Paul esjr@gmail.com. And if you have time, man, you tell me a little bit about Asia.
Can I call you? I have another call that I'm kind of late for. I'm like 4 minutes late. I can call you back right after that if you're still awake, or if not, we can just talk again on another day. It's whatever works for you.
Oh yeah, just call me whenever.
Okay, I'll try to call you back, and let me get this other guy because I'm already late.